Okay, so installation of these shelves is pretty simple. You're gonna need a couple things though. You're gonna need, obviously, your shelf, pencil, a level. You're gonna need a drill bit that is one size smaller than 3/8. So whatever you got, this one just so happens to be 23/64. And so the dowels are 3/8 of an inch, and so you want one size smaller so it's a nice tight fit. You're gonna need a drill, and you're gonna need some PL construction adhesive. So this is what keeps it on the wall. The dowels give it the strength. This is different than silicone. Silicone is flexible. This dries hard and is very, very strong. Okay, so you can pick this up at Home Depot or something like that. It's $10. There you go. So what you're going to do first is you're going to determine where you want your shelf and where you need to make your marks for the holes. Now, probably on the back of yours, there's a variety of different holes on the back, and the dowels aren't secured in yet. And I know where my shelf is being mounted, and so that's just that you have options depending on where your studs are. I have used the stud finder. I've marked out where the studs on my wall are. You need to hit 2 studs in order to give this strength, okay? So I've already secured mine in, but you can just find the spot that works best for you. Put a little bit of the adhesive down in the hole before you put the dowel in, and that will make it nice and strong. You can even let it sit and then install the next day or a couple hours later if you want. Once you've done that, you are going to make sure you line up and mark your holes. So I've made a little mark on the back where the hole on the shelf is. I'm going to line it up, use my pencil. Make a mark on the wall. Okay, then I need to make sure I make a mark horizontally where it's level. So I'll just again use my shelf just like this. Line it up close, what I think. Set the level on. Make sure that little bubble is right in the middle. Like it is. Just make a line across. And that should give you a little X, which you can then use to drill your hole. Okay? So, I'm gonna take my drill bit here. Drill my first hole. Makes a little bit of a mess, but hey, you can vacuum it up after. Okay, the key is to make sure you drill as deep as you need to for the dowel. You don't want to drill too much deeper, so you can mark on your drill bit about how deep you want to go. I've kind of just guessed a little bit and got pretty close. Okay, so let me get the other one. You want to make sure you get these square, that you're not just drilling in at a funny angle, because then the dowel is not going to slide in easily. So it looks like I'm going to have to remove this picture in order to get into the corner. Great. At this point, we can do a dry fit, which means we're not going to put any of the adhesive on. Just make sure our holes line up. If something doesn't, you might just have to fill it and try again. But let's see. Perfect. And those are going to slide in nicely and nice and tight once I hit the stud. I don't need to put it all the way in. But what I can do, take some of this PL adhesive and put it inside the hole or on the dowel, whichever you want. I usually put a little bit inside first, just so that gets pushed in without it being scraped off on the wall as you are, because it's a pretty tight fit, right? So get some in there first. Now, be careful with stuff. It is, it's easy to clean up, but it is pretty sticky. So just when you go set it down on your table or something, maybe, you know, have something to set it on top of, because it's going to drip a little bit as it comes out. Okay. Take a little extra here. Just put it on the dowel on the outside. Now you can use as much or as little as you want, but if you're never going to move it again, sure, use a decent amount. You don't want it squeezing out too much on either side. We'll clean that up after. And I'm just going to put a little bit of that excess on here. And spread a little bit along here, on the back. And again, this stuff, super strong. Hang cabinets with it. It's great stuff. Just very sticky. Okay. I don't mind using my fingers if you don't like using your fingers. Get a glove or paper towel or something like that. But I'm gonna clean my fingers up later anyways. So here we go. Time for the fit. Okay. You can give it a light tap on the front here. Make sure you're tapping it in evenly, otherwise it might not go in the greatest. It's gonna be tight. You might even want to take like a rubber mallet or something. Just give it a small tap, all right? And there you go. What I would do is take a wet paper towel and just wipe up any of the excess PL that's come out the sides, because once it dries, you're not getting it off. Okay? Take a small eraser or a magic eraser, Mr. Clean Magic Eraser, and get all your pencil marks off, all the fingerprints on the wall. Works fantastic. And you need to let that set for 24 to 48 hours before you put anything heavy on it, particularly. Once it's set, it's going to be very, very strong. You're going to have yourself a great shelf.